Good Morning Sri Lanka, 23rd of May. Don't forget tomorrow, a very special VESA program here, of course, and with special members of the clergy, so something to look forward to. But first, let me get back to the topic, and that is, of course, Sri Lanka tourism, where to go, what to do. And we have two very wonderful, distinguished gentlemen inside the studio right now. Common denominator between these two, water. The first gentleman I'll be introducing, I met during a corporate function, was very corporate, and then he suddenly gave up that career to pursue his love for kite surfing. Welcome to the program, Dilsiri Velikala. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And the gentleman right next to him needs no introduction when it comes to swimming. There's only one surname, and that is Bowling. Mr. Julian Bowling. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Ryan.
See, I couldn't help but say sir. I took up a couple of lessons in one academy. Very good instructor and managed to teach me how to swim. But here's what, like from the intro, you were part of a corporate environment. What was the thing that ignited your passion for kite surfing or surfing in general?
Yeah. So the water sports has been something that's been ingrained in me, and I think it was under a tree in Mirissa, under a coconut tree in Mirissa, that I sat with a life coach. No, I sat with a life coach and I explained this is my passion, and then we drafted a plan, A, B, C, D, what do you need to do to pursue your dream. And 6 months down the line, everything came into place. Got the blessings of my parents, I met an excellent business partner, and then my job work said, go follow your dream, and if it doesn't, you can come back, but go follow your dream. And I took that challenge, and wow, life has been good.
Was there some apprehension, because now the money's not going to come every 25th, 30th of the month?
Money comes. You can trust me, the money comes now. A bit better than what it was.
Well, for Julian, the friendship, when did it start? I mean, everyone knows when it comes to swimming, your surname is synonymous when it comes to those things in the country. When did the friendship start? Were you also fascinated with surfing, or?
Pretty much. I mean, obviously, we went to rival schools, and normally we meet at the cricket matches, but this guy is too crazy about the beach. So even on the big match day, he's out there. So. But from I was surfing and he was surfing, and then in the kite surfing community, I mean, there's lots of expats, like Jacob, who was there, talking about his lifestyle and surfing and kite surfing. And then I heard, there's a Dilsiri who also learned how to kite and he's doing well and this and that. So it was Mishi, right, who put us together, a friend of ours. And
because I used to travel in the bus, and then I knew Julian had a car. And then I convinced him.
That's the start of wonderful
point of convenience was the first reason he came along. But anyway.
Okay, people now watching this are hearing about kite surfing, and we are very privileged to have a sneak peek of what actually you do and how exciting this, and probably how scary. So, folks and dolls, a little bit of kite surfing here, if you'd love. Okay, that is simply cooler than cool. I originally wanted to learn how to surf, so just take me to the process. When I decided that I wanted to surf, I first had to take swimming lessons. How is the process now beyond surfing, kite surfing? If you take us through it.
Yeah, so kite surfing also, it's good to know to surf. But 2 weeks ago, we had a lady from Russia, and she didn't know how to swim.
Didn't know how to swim. Even the basics of the basics is not there. Okay, so how?
They say kite surfing, you need to know how to swim.
Okay.
So she didn't know how to swim, but we have very good instructors who can guide you in the process. But how we do lessons is that you first have to do land-based exercises with a small kite. It's a 1 meter trainer kite. You do some exercises, you build the confidence of the individual, and thereafter you introduce the person into the water with a bigger kite. But it's an international system that we follow called the IKO, and it gives you a step-by-step method of teaching and introducing someone to the sport of kite surfing.
Okay, Julian, I can swim a little bit, but I have never flown a kite in my entire life. I am not kidding, and I'm not making myself look like miserable, but I was never able to fly a kite.
I think,
Is
like Dilsiri says, you know, if you're to surf, you better know how to swim. That's just a given.
That's
you're out there in the waves and you end up falling. And, but in kiting, you somewhat, I mean, especially in Kalpitiya where Dilsiri and we all surf, it's pretty shallow at times, places where you learn. So even if you fall in, you actually can stand there. And the next thing is, the kite can always, you know, there's a way of keeping you afloat because it's up there and sort of pulling you up. So swimming wouldn't be as critical in kiting, and so I don't think people should say no to kiting if they think they can't swim. I think they should just, you know.
The fear that you can be flown somewhere far where you cannot be rescued.
No, that is real. That is real. But again, when you learn through this system called the IKO, we teach you everything. You know, if your kite crashes or you cannot manage your kite, what do? And you're taught how to release yourself from the kite in just a matter of seconds. And learning these exercises help you as a student be more confident, to know that you can manage this kite, and if danger occurs, you know how to, you know, keep yourself safe.
Okay, there must be like some 2-3 seconds of being of the feeling of flight. How does it really feel to be up there?
It's amazing. The kite acts as a wing. It has an aerodynamic properties, and when you power up your kite and you pull the bar, you can actually get lifted up, and you can be lifted up for a couple of seconds. And my partner, who is in France, Leo, he kites on snow, and he can easily do 30-40 seconds of hang time, you know, where he's just floating in the air. But that's on the snow. But in the water, you're looking at about 10 seconds that you can hang, and it's an amazing feeling.
Well, Julian, for you, quickly, like, how did it feel the first time? I mean, everyone knows.
Like Dilsiri says, you know, the right way to learn how to kite is to be taught by a good instructor, and I did the other way, which is a self-taught process, and it took me a long time, and I was not frequent at the start. You know, I used to have like long gaps between one visit to another. And you know, there's a sense of coordination of the kite and the board, and you know, some people have a little more talent in learning fast. I personally would say, admit that, you know, it took me a while, but once I got on the board, I mean, the feeling of flying through the water is, and you know, I always say this is also free, because wind you don't pay for.
Yeah, you don't.
If I wakeboard, you know, which is a similar thing, but the board pulls you, you got to pay per round.
Okay, now definitely, I mean, as much as you're into kite surfing, there must be a break period. Where do you guys go in the country? So if you just want to chill now, let go of the kite, where do you go?
Well,
but what place would you advise us to go?
Well, there's lots of things to do. From Colombo itself, where we start, right outside my home, we can go diving. There's about 15 wrecks just outside Mount Lavinia, where you can go diving. It's beautiful spots. You can go, I mean, I like to go up the hills as well. I like to go on the bike and trekking. There's kayaking on the Kitulgala River. You can go, of course, we go surfing a lot as well.
Julian, do you need to take a break?
For me, surfing or kite surfing is the break.
Is a break.
I know if I'm fatigued with a week's work, even if kiting can be tiring, to me I don't mind that, because it sort of releases your stress and everything, and it sort of gears you up for the following week. I always love doing one of those activities and sort of sets you up for the week ahead. And sometimes maybe when you're really stressed out, you might want an R&R type holiday. I like Nilaveli. You know, on the East Coast, it's nice to go and do nothing. I was there last month for about 4 or 5 days, simply doing nothing, and I thought that was also nice.
For both of you gentlemen, is it a little frustrating that with your love for the sport that you love, that it attracts more of say the foreigners, the tourists that come to the country, not the Sri Lankans? Is it what do you think is it about your sport that is too probably on the edge for them?
It's a good question. We asked this question. Now we surf in a place in Panadura. We found a little secret spot.
Panadura,
but it's not a secret.
Many kilometers. So try and find us there somewhere. But you know, like our friends, our expert friends say, in California, if you have a wave like that, you will have hundreds and hundreds of surfers. And our locals don't seem to want. And like I said, we have swimmer friends who make swimming, you know, a career, but when they give up, they don't want to seem to like come into this. So maybe we need to campaign for this.
It's a cultural thing also, I think. You know, in Sri Lankan, it's not a thing that you do every weekend. I mean, I was working as well, you know, every weekend I used to go out and I come, you know, sunburnt and all on Monday to work. But it's also the culture thing. But kiting is also an expensive sport.
I was about to go there.
And I was lucky that, you know, I had a bit of cash, I was helped, and I got sponsorship. But for a lot of people, it's beyond their reach.
Basically, like the only thing, after you buy the equipment, from there on, the sport is free.
For sure.
Because the wind generates the, the power for you. So
Okay, now for our fellow Sri Lankans wanting to get into the sport, say initial investment or for lessons, and also you know that you're getting the best deal there is and you're not getting ripped off. What are the signs?
Lessons would be roughly around 30,000 rupees. When you want to do lessons, you first find out whether they are qualified as a certification. It's just like diving, like you have for PADI. For kiting also you have a license called IKO. And usually there's only a few schools in Sri Lanka that are registered under tourism, and they have instructors who are certified. So first thing, find out whether they're instructed.
How long before I actually can hit the open water?
It depends on your experience. We cannot, a lot of people ask us this question, can we kite in 3 days? It depends on you. Depends on your experience, whether you've done water sports before, about your feeling, if you've flown a kite before. We've seen people get it in 1 day, we've seen people take 2 weeks to learn. It depends.
Well, we're almost right out of time. Juliet, for you, who known for swimming, what made you decide to take up the sport?
I mean, obviously, I'm enjoying life more now than before. You can simply say swimming is a bit of a pain. It's a huge demand, and once you retire from the sport, everybody, for me, this is like an extension to what I did, and to be in touch with the water. So it's like home and home. So I'm quite thrilled that I'm involved with the two sports, and it's year round for us. So
well, just after you said that, what still is about the water, the beach, that makes you keep coming back, particularly Sri Lankan beaches?
I love to go to the beach, but I hate to go to the beach and do nothing. That is a tough one for us. So that's why I think we are blessed with the West Coast, especially. We have 5-6 months of kite surfing, and then 5 to 6 months of. So we don't have to travel far for either one. So we take a break from one, and the next season we do the other. And so
this year for you, what made you give up the corporate world and just hang loose?
It's just going into nature and surfing. Your body is it's the exercise.
He's a lucky man, but he's worked for it. So it's not easy, but he's.
Well, thank you very much, guys, and we hope to see you guys back, and hopefully we'll get you folks there to check it out. Kite surfing, or even swimming, and we got a lot more GMSL when we come back.